Hi, I'm Client Services Director for the number one HR global consultancy in the world based out of Amsterdam. And what I do for my job as a Client Services Director in region is that I manage client accounts, support them with their talent acquisition needs in-house on site in their offices, and I manage the team remotely in region covering Asia Pacific. People. We as an organization attribute a lot to our success because of the people that basically work for us. When passions and visions align, that's where we can really get the best out of businesses. I personally believe that it is the fact that we're going to a digital frontier and the fact that we are now in a global landscape that is with no boundaries and seamless in that respect. Everybody's interconnected with each other regardless of where we are in the world. Workforce generational differences, how the baby boomers in our current setups works very differently to our millennial, our XY generations, and how those expectations in the workforce has to be managed. So you will see that in the next time to come, say for example in the next 5-10 years, and we currently have in the market, will tend to be a little bit more hybrid in nature. When we look for, say for example, an account manager, we can't look specifically only for people who enjoy just nurturing accounts, but we also need to look at people who are salesy in nature, who are able to basically influence outcomes and manage stakeholder relationships at a more executive level. So these are some of the things that I think is going to impact our talent landscape. Is how do they measure and manage all these workforce generational differences, all these varying expectations of hiring managers and staff. So if we talk about the struggles or the challenges perhaps that people are currently experiencing, it really truly still boils down to the people. How do we motivate our staff? How do we remunerate and reward and recognize them for their efforts? How do we retain them in the roles that they are in right now? How do we then also develop and create trainings and empower and coach them and mentor them to rise to the next levels in the business? So worth considering in that respect when we do look at how we need to manage businesses these days. Singapore will look to still continue to be at the forefront of digitalization, leveraging on technology in order to basically do better work. Is that technology will start overtaking some of the work that we actually do at an administrative level, at a data analytics type of level. And while we never want to lose the people aspects in the jobs that we do, as individuals working for any organization that is driving the digital change, we need to keep ourselves relevant. Are also keeping abreast with how the larger organization is aligning their vision and our business in that sense to know these things, because that's how we really truly stay ahead of the game and really be proactive in where it is that we can envision ourselves going in our professional career. As far as millennials go, we notice that they are the ones who challenge status quo, and they don't necessarily have to work hard in that sense or are required to effectively commit in the same way as their older generation. It's just about finding a way to come in between and realizing this and leveraging on the strengths of each generational workforce. You know what I mean? So I think for me is to have people realize that generational workforces in the current workforce is a real thing, and this is where we sometimes struggle to find the right talent to fit into a different role. Here we have a hiring manager who feels that these are the specific requirements that we require for the job, and here we have somebody who is applying for their job, for example, and feeling like as if, yes, I can do that, but the personality or the competencies of the individual that is required to perform on the job does not necessarily match that of what is being presented at interviews. Oh, why am I vegetarian? That's a pretty interesting one. So I'm a mother of 4. When we were considering having our 4th child, I had prayed for a boy because I have already a girl, a boy, a girl. I also made a promise that if God were to give me a boy, that I would give up meat. So my youngest son now is 6 plus, so I have been vegetarian since the day he was born. It's gotta be this one that I'm cooking right now. So it is a creamy udon. Now, I didn't make up this recipe. In the earlier part of this year, my husband and I went to Japan and was introduced to this restaurant called Surotontan, and they served creamy udon and came in highly recommended by my colleague there. We had it in that week we were in Japan. We had to go the second time because it was amazing. So by the time I actually arrived back in Singapore, I was googling all the recipes to try to remake the exact same recipe. I came close. So it has been my favorite and also now my children's favorite because they are mac and cheese type kids. So this was a very welcome change for their typical staple. Really is a lifestyle change, right? So I became vegetarian by choice because by virtue of a promise. My husband's vegetarian as well, but his personal reasons is more because of the fact that he's an animal activist. These days, restaurants are a lot more flexible. When you do tell them that you want an option on their menu that is vegetarian, they're likely to actually accede to your request. So it isn't actually incredibly hard in that respect. Plus, you know, with the whole big drive about being healthy and you know, watching what you eat, less salt, less sodium, and things like that. Actually, a lot of eating institutions these days support that. I think the only thing is that I remembered missing so much when I first became vegetarian was beef. And now all those problems are solved. Why? Because we have now Impossible meat. You have to try it because it really, really tastes like beef. So there.